As France and Italy entered their third round of lockdowns this past weekend, the U.S. celebrating a record-breaking day of vaccinations, 4 million shots in one day. But the 7-day average for new cases is above where it was just 2 weeks ago, on the rise in more than 20 states, hitting more than 64,000 new cases a day.
We do not have the luxury of inaction. For the health of our country, we must work together now to prevent a fourth surge.
Over the last year, we watched as the U.S. mimicked trends that we saw in Europe. Now, experts are conflicted over whether this will happen again.
We really are in a Category 5 hurricane status with regard to the rest of the world. In terms of the United States, we're just at the beginning of this surge. We haven't even really begun to see it yet. And we're now, I think, in that cycle where the upper Midwest is just now beginning to start this fourth surge.
And I don't think it's going to be the start of a true fourth wave. I think that this is going to be regionalized outbreaks, and hopefully we get beyond this as we vaccinate more.
There clearly is an increase. The difference factor that's going on right now that were different from the surges that we saw last year is that we have a highly efficacious vaccine now. So the real question is the efficacy of the vaccine going to prevent that from going up the way we saw it in previous surges?
So is this the fourth wave of COVID-19 or isn't it? Let's take a look at how the numbers differ this time around. At first glance, it's not so good.
We haven't seen cases increase from a low point since October, and daily new cases, while much lower than the last few months, is still around where it was during the peak of the wave in July. When you look closer, after months of decline, the drop in hospitalizations has plateaued, and the death rate is down to the lowest level since October, but still more than 800 people a day. Those numbers usually lag behind the case numbers. The CDC points to peaks of new cases coming from largely younger people, pegging the spread to sports and extracurriculars. That's the same population that, until this week for many states, hasn't been eligible to receive vaccines. Increased eligibility and vaccine supply expected to ramp up, combated with loosened restrictions and lifting of mask mandates across the country, has President Biden warning that, fourth wave or not, the work still isn't done.
I want every American to know in no uncertain terms that this fight isn't over. This progress we've worked so hard to achieve can be reversed. Now's not the time to let down. Now's not the time to celebrate. It's time to do what we do best as a country, do our duty, our jobs, taking care of one another.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.